Chapter 29. Essay Writing. An essay is a written composition giving expression to one's own personal ideas on some topic. It is a systematic exposition of a subject. It consists of a number of paragraphs designed and developed sequentially on the given subject. The order of arranging the thoughts in well-connected paragraphs, keeping in view the principles of unity and proportion, is of utmost importance. An essay is a piece of art and therefore, in its final form, it should appear to have been written spontaneously. The essay must interest its readers and must have unity and coherence. This implies relevance, proportion, and arrangement. It should be concisely written and the style should be lucid, direct, and clear. It should possess the personal touch of the writer. There are 4 types of essays: descriptive essay, essay on people, places, things, animals, etc. Narrative essay, essay on events, journeys, happenings, biographies, matches, etc. Reflective essay, essay on abstract topics, habits, facts, feelings, customs, etc. Imaginative essay, essay on topics that can be imagined only, as if I were a millionaire, the story of a picture, etc. The essay structure. There are 3 parts to the essay. You should include all 3 to create a complete write-up. The introduction. It should be brief, ranging from 2 to 4 lines. Give your point of view regarding the subject. The body. This is the longest part of the essay. It may range from 1 to 3 or more paragraphs. Make each point a separate paragraph. Each point should be supported with at least 1 example. The conclusion. It should be a brief summary of your main points. Repeat what the question is asking you, including what your point of view is. To improve your essays, you should make it a habit to read newspaper, editorials, and internet blogs. You also need a lot of regular writing practice. Sample descriptive essay. Miss Nidhi Jain, my biology teacher. A student is like a rudderless ship in a turbulent sea, if not guided by a teacher. The mother is a child's first teacher and leaves an unerasable imprint on the tiny tot's mind. An able teacher not only imparts knowledge but also molds the character and personality of the student. My biology teacher, Miss Nidhi Jain, is one such teacher who is a picture of patience, dedication, and involvement while she goes about her job of letting us in on the rudiments of the subject. The joy with which she laboriously explains a point seems to communicate to us, and all of us eagerly look forward to her class. She is though very particular about tests, projects, assignments. Once, when some of us submitted a herbarium project on leaves, she chided us sharply upon noticing some leaves she knew we could never have collected from within the city. It was true. A friend's cousin from Kullu had supplied those. Field trips were pure pleasure when she took us to the zoo or to the city's biggest public garden. These were experiences which combined learning, fun, and discovery. Once, while on a class trip to a nearby bird sanctuary, she felt sick and feverish. We insisted on returning, but she refused and held on. That day we learned more about birds than we ever could hope to in the classroom. Miss Jain is a teacher, friend, and guide to us. I doubt if any one of us would forget her affection and care even 20 or 30 years hence. Schooling is a joy when one is fortunate enough to have such a teacher who tries to instill knowledge, good morals, and a spirit of inquiry amongst the students. Sample narrative essay. A trip to tiger country. Sariska Tiger Reserve lies some 40 kilometers southwest of Alwar in Rajasthan. It nestles among the rocky hills of Aravalli Ranges and extends over 300 square kilometers of deciduous forest. Last November, some friends and I decided to visit the place for the weekend. The journey from Delhi to Alwar was uneventful and we reached there by 10 in the morning by train. Haggling over the fare, we finally settled for a 500 rupees ride to Sariska in a tourist cab. The cabby, though, was a jolly fellow and showed us the sights en route. The most notable among them was the Silisar Reservoir, a huge natural lake abutted by a massive irrigation dam. It was also a popular fishing spot, but we had eyes only for the tiger. It was almost mid-noon when we entered Sariska. The cabby let us off at the forest lodge, aptly named Tiger Den. We got a spacious room for a reasonable 400 rupees a day. After some light snacks and tea, it was time to venture into tiger territory. We hired a jeep and set out. The next 4 hours that we spent in the reserve were both enthralling as well as spine-chilling. We saw the magnificently antlered swamp deer, the agile spotted deer, the ever-watchful jackal, and the hungry hyena. A friend had a narrow escape when a wild boar took offense at his proximity. He was trying to photograph it and charged, snorting angrily, while the scared fellow just managed to get onto the vehicle. Later in Kalighati, a densely forested area, we chanced upon a pack of wild dogs, a species found nowhere else in the country. The driver told us that these harmless-looking animals are the most ferocious and could make a tiger change its path. The tiger, however, remained elusive, and we could not sight one. It was time to return to the lodge as dusk descended rapidly. The night was spent around a crackling campfire that the gracious Chaukidar had so thoughtfully arranged for. It was a time for jungle lores, tales of brave hunters, of merciless predators, and resident ghosts. It was midnight before we returned to our room. After gorging on a sumptuous breakfast, we started back for Delhi.